The new pension freedoms introduced by the government mean your options have changed, giving you more choice, control and responsibility over your retirement savings. From age 55, you can now access part or all of your defined contribution pension fund. It's up to you to decide how you want to access your pension fund. You can just withdraw a tax-free lump sum, typically 25% of your pension pot. Withdraw a tax-free lump sum and use the remainder of your fund to provide an income, which you can now do by a variety of means and products. Or take all or a large part of your pension fund now and pay more tax for doing so. Before you make any decisions, you need to consider your circumstances and your needs. The sort of questions you should be asking yourself include things like, when will your money run out? And does it matter? You'll be surprised that most people tend to underestimate their life expectancy. A woman retiring today can expect to live into her 90s, so you really need to think about the long-term sustainability of your savings. You need to consider whether you want to make provision for later life care, as unfortunately it is all too easy to ignore the potential for unexpected ill health. We all have certain essential expenditures, food, heating and so on, which we typically don't want to take any risk with, before we think about luxury extras such as holidays and so on. Generally speaking, those in retirement tend to spend more on things like this, which means the potential impact of inflation is greater for them than the general population. What is your tax position? One thing it's important to note is that whilst you're only required to pay tax at your marginal rate, if you withdraw more than 25% of your fund, HMRC will apply emergency tax rates. So you may initially overpay by thousands of pounds and then have to apply to claim back the overpayments. How much investment risk can you afford to take? If you leave part of your pension fund invested, then its value will fluctuate depending upon how it is invested. This fluctuation in value, both up and down, can affect whether the fund can maintain an income for you over the longer term. This fluctuation in fund value and timing of income withdrawals can present a risk to people's savings. What other assets do you have? Income in retirement is not all about your pension. You may have accumulated other assets. For example, cash deposits, ISAs, property, shares, bonds that could contribute towards meeting your income needs. And it is important to consider how these can be used and dovetail with each other to minimise any drain on your funds. For example, taxation can make an enormous difference. Do you want to leave a legacy for your beneficiaries? For some people, passing on wealth to their family is an important aspect of their planning and needs to be reflected in any good retirement income plan. However you answer these questions, you need a plan that meets your retirement needs, with the right degree of flexibility and security for you. There are several places you can get further guidance. You can visit the government's PensionWise website, speak to your pension supplier, or pay for advice from a qualified financial advisor.